Obi-Doo, it's everyone's favorite boomer and vintage lens enthusiast. I'm also a vintage point and shoot user. This is the Canon G15. It has a 5x zoom lens with image stabilization. It's f1.8 to f2.8, so it's pretty powerful for low light. Plus, you could buy a tube that snaps on here, and you can get the 1.7 magnifier, which I have, and it comes in handy for a little bit extra reach. It works pretty good. This has a magnesium body, lots of buttons, no touch screen. The screen is not articulated. It's got some dials up here. I like AV the most. I set it minus 0.7 EV, pop-up flash. It has an optical viewfinder. I use it when it's really, really bright out and it's hard to see the viewfinder, the LCD screen. I got this when the G16 came out. The G16 came out, so all the G15s, no one wanted them. So they were heavily discounted, so I picked one up. Some years later, I bought another one. It was new old stock, and it was like half price. Although now I see that these things go for the issue price, which is unbelievable. Let's look at the menu real quick. Menu. AF, what do I have that? Face AF, tracking, Flexi Zone. Flexi Zone, I guess that's all I got. Digital zoom off, AF point zoom is off, servo AF is on. I'm going to turn that on. Continuous, that's good for tracking. If you don't have to track, leave it off. AF assist beam, that's for low light level. High ISO noise reduction is standard. Spot AE is center. Wind filter review. Let's go over. IS mode is continuous. But do I really want that? Shoot only. I go to shoot only. Your battery lasts longer. Converter. That's the converter I talked about. Has a date stamp. You can set all sorts of cool functions for the buttons. When was this thing made? Let's see. Look at that. Oh my God, 2012. You're talking 13 years since I'm doing this in 2025. Let's go back to 2025. All right. Menu. Time zone, LCD brightness, startup image, format, file numbering continuous, create folder daily. That's very helpful. Power savings unit. That's pretty much it. Plus it does movies. It does movies really good. 1920 by 1080. The sound isn't so good. If you're in a room or you're doing a video in a room, it'll pick up voices okay. If you're in some sort of small sports venue like a high school or college indoor basketball or something like that, it'll pick up sounds pretty good. Outside, even with the wind cut, doesn't really do anything. So it's hit or miss with outside. But it's a real nice camera. And I had occasion to go to the city recently. And I took this with me, and I went to the Port Authority. I got on the 8th Avenue side where the Ralph Cramden statue is. Then me and my friend, we walked across town to Madison Avenue, and we came back, and that was it. She wanted to get in and out real quick, and there's no dilly-dallying in time for sightseeing. So as we were strolling down the street, I had to shoot and run, so to speak. And this is the pictures we're going to see in the slideshow. So let's check it out. Port Authority, 8th Avenue, by the Ralph Cramden statue. I had a reason to go into the city recently on 9/11/2025. My girlfriend had some business and she wanted me to go with her. So we went to the Port Authority and we started walking across 40th Street. And it was a pleasant sort of a day, a little warm. This is the famous threading the needle button statue in the garment district. This is a close-up of the top part. There's a lot of art comes and goes in the city. Like these look like tree roots or something. I guess they're on Broadway and by 40th Street or 39th Street or something. And there's just a couple of them in a row. I guess if you went back in 6 months, maybe it won't be there. Maybe it'd be something else there. I think they're tree roots. What do I know? We were in a hurry. My girlfriend was in a hurry. She had a mission. She had to get somewhere, take care of her business, and then get out. So we were hustling a little bit. So I had to like just stop and, shoot from the hip sort of. This is the Grayson Hotel. A lot of glass, reflections and refractions. That's what the city's good for. It's always nice to look down the street, see what's happening, Now this is a 12 megapixel point and shoot, the Canon PowerShot G15. And they say the best camera you have is the camera you have with you. Well, this is my best camera. So there's a bus with reflections, refractions, and then there's the building in back of it. So I was apprehensive about going to the city because it's all weird and everything when you read the news. All the heinous crimes, violent and brutal assaults and murders, all sorts of weird stuff happening. So we went on 9/11 and everything was happening downtown. And it was a nice day. And we got out of the Port Authority. Oh, we were only two white people on the bus that we took in. But we sit in the back seat so no one could sneak up behind us and stab us in the neck. But then everyone plugged into their cell phones. Everyone plugged into their cell phones and watched movies or something. There's all sorts of architecture, from new, old, middle, ancient. Now, some of these I tried to line up with as a street view on Google Maps, and damn, it was hard. I sort of knew where I was, and I had a picture to look at. But if I tried to say, I think I'm on the street here, or maybe I was a block off, but I couldn't get that view. Maybe because the camera was in the street. I don't know. I was on the sidewalk. So yeah, New York City is a city of buildings, skyscrapers. So I shot a lot of skyscraper shots. I don't know when I'm going to get there next. I used to go all the time with one of my old girlfriends, but I just haven't lately for the past 4 years or so. Now the wide angle part has some really weird distortion. It's almost fisheye, but once you get towards the middle range and telephoto range, then it gets very well behaved. But if you look at the tonal range, the accuracy of the colors, it does a damn good job, does a damn good job. The Canon PowerShot G15. I got it when the G16 came out. I got it at a steep discount, and now the G15 is going almost for the issue price. Do you believe that? 13 years later. It's a nice camera. It's not big. It'll fit in a jacket pocket easy enough. And even if you look at this, a mermaid or something, just the outfit. So, I mean, if you carry it around your neck all day, it doesn't bother you. And, it has 5x zoom. I didn't need the 1.8 or 2.8, but that's nice to have in the evening or at night. And it does a high ISO really good. 1600, no problem. And you can even boost it a little more if you don't mind some noise. That looks like real, that was some real neon there. So I want to have this weird angles because I want to get that look, of the towering buildings. And if they're a little crooked, they look more towering. At least that's my opinion. So what was it like? We managed to walk from 8th Avenue to Madison Avenue. We took care of my girlfriend's business, and then we walked back strictly on 38th Street. And everyone was well behaved. There's a lot of foreigners there. Of course, there was Spanish, there was Asian. I seen black people, but they were as much a minority as the white people there, believe it or not. But like I said, everyone was well behaved. Everyone, I guess, was busy. It was that time of day. It was a business day. I mean, all the crazies come out at night, and maybe they stay out at night, but they got to go to sleep. And I think they went to sleep when the normal people come out. So as far as that goes, was it crowded? Well, not really, because I think everyone who had to go to work was at work. And maybe there were tourists around and people doing stuff like construction people. Look at this window here with all these weird clothes in it. Do you have a girlfriend could wear something like that? I wish I did. Yeah, look at that. So it's just a cool place. If you want to hang out and look around, there's always something strange and weird happening, and the buildings are all, different architectures you could look at. And I think we were there from, we got into at 10 o'clock, and we were leaving by 11 o'clock. We got back to the Port Authority around 11:30, and we were safely ensconced back in Jersey, early, like noonish or something. So we grabbed a bite to eat in her town, and then she had some more business to attend to, so I just scrammed. But it was interesting. I mean, I had a place. First off, this hour to get to her place, so I could refresh, use the facilities, wash my face. We went over to the city, hung out for a couple hours, and then came back. And then it wasn't like a horrifying day where you had to spend hours there. It was just a little jaunt in and out real quick. And, I've seen videos on YouTube that are 5, 6, 8, 10, 12 years old. So this video should be around in 12 years, and you can see the difference. The New York Times is across from the Port Authority. If you were going to look up street, and that's where all the stores are, like Times Square and all that stuff. But we didn't have time to look at it. We were in a hurry, fast. The Canon PowerShot G15. It's still a nice camera if you could get one used at a good price. Highly recommend it.